Hello there, my name is Pink Critical. If you've been here before, welcome back. Remnant 2 has officially released their new DLC, The Awakened King. With this DLC are a lot of new items, weapons, and a new archetype called the Ritualist. I'll be showing you guys 2 insane status effect DPS builds, using these new items, where and how to find these items to replicate or create your own builds. For this build, we'll be using the Vile Headhunter combo, with Ritualist as my primary to gain access to the Prime Perk Vile, which increases status effect damage by 15%. Our archetype skill will be Miasma. This skill casts an AoE that applies Bleeding, Burning, Overloaded, and Corroded for 1,500 damage over 13 seconds. The amulet we're going to be using is the Energized Net Coil to capitalize on the insane status effect damage boost by 25%, and the AoE explosion that does 20% of the status effect damage. And you're going to want to go to the Labyrinth in order to get the Energized Net Coil and go to the Fractured Ingress. You're going to want to take this left here up the stairs. Just follow this the same exact route. You don't have to fight any of these enemies. You can just run past them and pick up the item, but I do decide to fight the enemies in the second part here. Next item on the list is the Band of the Fanatic. This ring will give you a 25% status effect damage buff, but it debuffs your status effect duration by 65%. And you won't have to worry about that 65% debuff to your status effect duration, because once you unlock the Ritualist, you gain access to the trait called Affliction, which increases status effect duration by 100% once maxed out to level 10. Now, in order to get the Band of the Fanatic, you'll need to unlock the Zealot armor. If you didn't get the armor in your one-shot run, that's okay. You're going to want to roll the Awakened King adventure run. Then you'll need to progress until you reach the Palace of the One True King, work your way down to the side door, down the stairs, then you're going to make it to the bridge, and there's going to be a tower at the end of the bridge. You'll have to fight more enemies all across the bridge. Once you reach the tower, you're going to want to work your way down. There's different ways there, but you should be able to find it just by working your way down the tower. And once you find the armor, pick it up. Then you're going to need to re-roll or finish the adventure and progress until you reach this preacher right here, while wearing the Zealot armor, so you can camouflage amongst the Dran. You're going to have to listen to a very long speech, and I mean long by gaming standards, so probably roughly about 5 minutes, I think 5 or 4 minutes. You'll have to hear him talk, and you'll actually have to go up to him once he's done doing the speech and actually speak to him. Then he'll reward you with the Band of the Fanatic.
Desiring to be unmade is the first step here, as a reward for a true believer. And with your reward...
Next item, the Probability Cord increases critical damage by 30%. We're going to be using the Probability Cord for the first build, since it's more of a hybrid damage build. It's not pure status effect. I'm going to give you guys a pure status effect build right after this one. But this, I feel like, was such a good build. It did so much damage. So we're going to be using the Probability Cord. You can find that on Root Earth. You're going to see a particular area that you can't reach from this checkpoint, but you're going to want to progress, and you're going to see this route that is right next to some stairs. You're going to want to take that route, go to the outer part of the stairs, take that route all the way to the end. You're going to want to drop off, and now you can reach that item that's just glowing in front of you. There you go. And that is the Probability Cord. This next item you'll need to play on hardcore mode. In order to get this item, you'll have to defeat a Yaisha world boss on any difficulty. Once again, on hardcore mode, then you can buy it from Reggie. So you can defeat the Ravager or the Corruptor. Then you can buy it from Reggie. It is the Ahanae Ring, gives you an additional 5% damage per each status effect the target is suffering from. The Shadow of Misery Ring is a new item that has been added with the Remnant 2, the Awakened King DLC. This ring will give you a 15% increase to status effect damage, and how you get this ring is actually a random drop. As long as you have the DLC, all you have to do is go into an adventure in Losum, and if you do have some knowledge of the map and know where random drops are, you should not have a hard time finding this ring. You can also just jump into a multiplayer game, and there's also a chance that you'll get it that way as well, because as long as a teammate picks it up, you'll also get it as long as you're in that lobby. The relic we're going to be using is the Ruined Heart. Ruined Heart is one of my favorite relics. It's absolutely nuts. I like the idea of being able to get health as well as get my mod back quite quick. In order to get the Ruined Heart, you'll need to go to the Labyrinth and then go to the Entangled Gauntlet. You'll want to spawn there, then you'll want to move forward, fight these enemies, and you're going to see a flight of stairs. You're going to want to move past the flight of stairs, then look to your left, and you'll see the Ruined Heart glowing there. I already picked up the item, so it won't pop up for me, but do be careful. There is an enemy that will try to bump you off, so kind of just tread carefully. Just sprint all the way through and you should be fine. The weapons we're going to be using for this build is the Sparkfire Shotgun Long Gun. This is a new weapon to the game, and I will be showing you guys exactly how to acquire this shotgun. This is the only shotgun that fires incendiary shells that apply burning, which deals 230 fire damage over 4 seconds. That is without having to apply a mod. Now you can add a mod and a mutator of your choice. In order to get this shotgun, you're going to want to go to the Relic Lighthouse. That is a dungeon in any Losum adventure. You're going to want to find the Relic Lighthouse. Once you get there, make sure you go to the far left corner. You're going to find kind of a big building, and you're going to have to fight the Gore Carver and the Thunder Piercer Aberration. Once you defeat them, they will drop a key for you called the Relic Lighthouse key. Then you're going to want to look for a lighthouse. You should be able to see the lighthouse shining in the distance. You're going to want to go towards that lighthouse. You're going to follow that path towards the lighthouse. Then you're going to see kind of a path that breaks off to the left a little bit and it goes downwards. You're going to want to go take that path to the left, go downwards. And once you see that door, you're going to want to use that key that you just got from defeating the Gore Carver and the Thunder Piercer and interact with that key, open the door, and there it is in all its glory, the Sparkfire Shotgun. The mods and mutators to run are going to be Hot Shot on the Sparkfire Shotgun and Twisting Wounds. I doubled down on the burning because I really wanted that increase in range damage by 15%. Also, you can apply 2 different stacks of burning. So just by firing your weapon, you're applying burning, plus Hot Shot, you're applying the mods burning. Now you have 2 different stacks of burning plus the 15% increase in range damage, which does very well with Twisting Wounds since you get an increase in range damage by 20% to bleeding targets. So now you're doing about 35% while the mod is active and while the enemy's bleeding. This makes for a very deadly combo, but you can use any elemental shot. Personally, if I'm not running Hot Shot, I usually run the Overloaded Shot because you get the increase in fire rate and increase in reload speed, which will give you more damage over time. I really enjoyed the playstyle as well. I think the playstyle was so fun. You're just out there like a crazy gunslinger letting it rip. Our melee weapon, the Krell Axe, which comes with the mod Krell Edge, which allows you to charge a heavy attack to throw the Krell Axe, which applies Overloaded on hit. Now we have a way to apply another status effect, but also you want to look at the Mutator Stormbringer, which can be farmed from aberrations. The aberrations will spawn randomly throughout the game. So you're looking at the Stormbringer Mutator, which increases the status effect damage applied by melee attacks by 50%. That's nice, but once you max out this Mutator, charge melee attacks lower enemies' resistance to all status damage by 10%, which goes very well with the build we're currently running. MP60R as our handgun. The mutator we're running is Fetid Wounds, can be bought from Dwell in War 13. And once you max out this mutator, you can apply Corroded, dealing 567 corrosive damage over 13 seconds. You can apply this by getting range critical hits or range weak spot hits with this weapon. Our mod Creeping Mist shoots a canister out that shatters on impact to reveal an expanding mist, starting at 11.25 meters and growing to 22 meters over 5 seconds. The mist lasts 20 seconds. While affected, enemies receive 25% additional status effect damage and are 5% more likely to be struck with a critical hit from any source. The mist debuff persists for 10 seconds after the target exits the mist. To get this mod, you'll need to defeat the Sunken Witch. That's the boss that I'm currently fighting in this video right now. Then she'll drop the Hex Wretch. Then you'll need to go to McCabe in Ward 13 and craft it there. I decided to add a second build to this video because it was just two simple changes to make it a pure status effect build. The only changes you're going to be making is the archetype. You're going to change it from Hunter to Challenger. And then you're going to use the archetype skill Rampage. Then you're going to swap the probability cord for the Burden of the Destroyer so we can get the increase to all damage dealt, as well as for the Challenger, the damage perk is called Close Quarters, grants 35% increase to all damage to enemies within 10 meters. So as long as you apply the status effect within that 10-meter range, you will get an increase to the status effect damage. And the traits remain the same for both builds. If this video was helpful in any way, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Peace out. Nice. Nice. We did it.